You know, guys, I have to admit, this whole Piggy and Kermit breakup has been probably some of the best promotion for a television show I have seen. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about The Muppets Season 1, Episode 1, Pig Girls Don't Cry. So, yes, this is the new Muppet Show, an all-new Muppet Show, which is kind of taking influence from shows like 30 Rock and Parks and Recreation, shows like that, which use a kind of a documentary style approach where it feels like a documentary. Sometimes you see the characters being interviewed on the side or something like that, and it's according to the producers, it's a more adult approach. And what I mean by that is the jokes are going to be a little bit more risque, I guess. But it's still going to be kid friendly, where kids can still watch it too. They can come in, but some jokes might fly over their heads, like a lot of animated, especially Pixar animated films have been. So it's a good show for kids still. But if you're a longtime fan of the Muppets, the movies, and so on, if you were born, if you were a kid in the 70s or 80s or 90s like myself, I was a kid who grew up during the late 80s and 90s and enjoyed the Muppets, you'll enjoy this show. This is made specifically for everybody, for all ages to enjoy. And I'm going to say this was a great first episode coming into it. I didn't think I had a feeling I was going to enjoy the episode as much as I did. And I was right. There were a couple of jokes there. There were a lot of jokes there that really stuck out to me, and that I really laughed out loud with. Specifically, the Fozzie Bear moments. I really liked that storyline going on with Fozzie. He's dating a girl now. She looked like she was in her early 20s, maybe. And considering that Fozzie was created in the 60s. I thought the girl was a little bit too young for him, but I guess when you're a celebrity and you have a lot of money, girls will just throw themselves at you. So I thought that storyline was actually funny. There were a lot of jokes there that I really laughed at, especially since they were trying to treat it like a prejudice sort of thing. Like the parents were prejudiced against Fozzie because they didn't like that he was a bear. It could have been like a racist thing too. If you want to look at it that way, because he's a different species. So I thought a lot of that was funny watching. There was also this whole Kermit and Piggy angle, which obviously they used to kind of promote the show with, because when it was like a month ago, I think, that Kermit and Piggy broke up, and it made headlines of news outlets and all that, and even Entertainment Tonight reported it, and shows stuff like that, and Twitter blew up with it too. People were just talking about Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog breaking up, so this spread like wildfire, right? And it was really cool because finally seeing who this Denise character is that Kermit was going out with, this new girl pig. And it seems like Kermit and Piggy broke up before Kermit met this Denise character. I thought, and even in the show, it kind of gave the impression that Kermit might have cheated on Piggy, but obviously they had to maintain his innocence somehow. And I'm glad they did, because that would have looked bad on Kermit if he cheated on Piggy. But it looks like they broke up first, judging by the end of the episode, and then Kermit and Denise met, and that's how that relationship formed. I'm going to admit, though, I did not like the character of Denise. Maybe it's because we've seen very little of her, but already her voice is telling me what kind of character this is going to be. And I'm not too sure if I like this new pig that Kermit is going out with. A lot of the other Muppets are all in this episode, of course. We get a little bit of Gonzo. We got a little bit of Beaker and Butts and Honeydew, as well as Scooter. I really like that scene with Scooter when he's driving Elizabeth Banks around the lot, and she just throws him off the cart and takes over the wheel herself. I thought that was hilarious. I thought there were a lot of funny moments like that throughout this episode. And the animal scene where the rock band wanted to bring it, hey, Animal, why don't you come with us? And they had to remind him, Animal. And Animal's like, oh, yeah, too many women and too much time or something like that. And I just laughed at that part too. I think this is a great return for the Muppets. I think this has a lot of promise already here, especially if they keep bringing in celebrity guests for, you know, the adult viewers who adult viewers will know and appreciate, like Elizabeth Banks. I think there's definitely a lot they could do. This feels like what an updated Muppets TV series would be like, because the original one always had celebrity guests as well, right? The show from the 70s and 80s, and even Muppets Tonight, which I believe aired in the late 90s, they always had celebrity guests. So it would make sense that they would carry on their tradition with a new TV show. And what was cool about it was how they made it also a nighttime, a late night show, like Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel or David Letterman and shows like that. You know, they're centering it around that instead of like a live show like Saturday Night Live. That's what the old one used to kind of be based off of, because the Muppets were part of Saturday Night Live at one point. And so I really like this new updated feel. It really feels cool, and I can't wait to see more of the Muppets. Give me more. If you're not going to give me more Muppet movies, give me more Muppet TV shows. And I think the Muppets work best on TV, because sometimes the movies could be hit or miss, and I think they fit perfectly on television. This is a good show to start with, and if you're a fan of the Muppets, I think you will definitely enjoy it. And then I think if you're not a fan of the Muppets, give it a try. You might be pleasantly surprised with some of the jokes. Don't think that this is going to be Seth Rogen type humor, right? This is the Muppets. They're very playful, they're very witty, but they're very smart with their jokes too, I think you have to go in expecting those type of jokes that, you know, that kids can go in and watch and not be affected by, but you'll get the jokes if you're an adult, and you'll appreciate those jokes a lot more if you understand the meaning that the writers are trying to get with it. So guys, with that being said, I'm going to give this episode a 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed myself while watching it. I thought it was hilarious. A lot of good jokes. Some jokes were a little missed here and there, but I found myself laughing more than not laughing. So, yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. I enjoyed the Muppets. The Muppets are back, and let's see more. So until next time, take care.